Okay, it's time to go over which teams made a debacle out of Week 4, and who better to start with than the New York Giants? Oh, if I had to guess, I'd say the Chicago Bears. No, that wasn't a question, New York. You see, the Bears, despite losing in ridiculous fashion again and crushing the souls of their fan base again, at least showed a little something on offense. Thank you. While you, on the other hand, have become the living embodiment of the argument running backs will now use to support the idea of paying them big contracts over sub-mid quarterbacks. Well, to be fair to Daniel Jones, our offensive line isn't really doing him any favors. But without Saquon Barkley, you have no offense. Any blind man can see that. And speaking of blind men, Atlanta, does Desmond Ridder actually see Kyle Pitts and Drake London out on the field, or are they invisible to him the way Little Pale Girl is invisible to some people in Terrifier 2? Now you see, that is a violent movie. There is this bedroom scene with Art the Clown. It is brutal. I mean, it is just... Atlanta, answer the question. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he sees them. And why isn't he peppering them with targets? Now, is this a fantasy football gripe? Because Arthur Smith has made it very clear that he does not care about fantasy football. It is a logical football gripe. Jonnu Smith leading a receiving unit that consists of Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and Bijan Robinson is the single most tragic thing that happened to an NFL offense since Ryan Pace said, hey, Mahomes looks good, but you know who I really like? The Smith-Trubisky kid. And that leads me to you, Pittsburgh. You know, I had you pegged for 9 wins again, but looking at your remaining schedule, I see 3, maybe 4 more wins tops, and one of those wins may actually come against New England. As a wise man once said, appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. Oh, that is good. Did you just make that up? Do you mind if we use it too? No, New York, he did not make that up. It is from The Art of War, and no, you cannot use it. Well, if the book's old enough and it's in the public domain, then I'm pretty sure we can use it. New York, you appear to be weak because you are weak. The quote doesn't apply to you. Jerry says that's been their story arc since the third Manning retired, and he's just glad people are finally starting to see it. Yeah, well, Dallas, your story arc is we'll beat up on lesser teams and convince you we're good until we get to the playoffs and face a real team and lose to them like we always do. So keep our name out of your mouth until you can get over that hump. He said hump. Vegas, that is the tension, and I don't know what you're so happy about. Thanks to you, Khalil Mack is now on pace to have 25.5 sacks this season. Well, Atlanta should definitely trade for Justin Fields after the season. I mean, why not? I guess if the price is right, that could be an option. The price is 1 first round. Okay, well, according to the Fitzgerald-Spielberger value chart, he is only worth somewhere between a third and a fourth round. Well, then how about you give us Kyle Pitts, since he's just sitting in your garage like a Ferrari you lost the keys to. Hello, this is a classroom, not a negotiation room. In Vegas, you get creativity points for deflecting the attention away from yourself there. Nice job. But someone who appears to be less creative than I gave them credit for is you, Miami. You remember that apology I gave you last week? Yeah. Well, I rescind it, and I would like you to give it to Houston because I predicted they would only have 4 wins. Well, you heard the man, Miami. Hand it over. Chop, chop. How do you want me to do that? I don't really care how you do it. Just hand it over. It's ours. It's a verbal apology, not a tangible thing. Oh, I see what's going on here. This is because that whole Laramie Tunsil deal is starting to blow up in your face now, isn't it? That trade helped us get Hill and Waddle. Trust me, we're fine. Wait a minute. Hill and Waddle, they're the 2 little fast characters that couldn't score on us this week, right? Braxton Berrios scored on you. Oh, good for him. Oh, and by the way, New York Jets, I heard you had a little run-in with Kansas City in the hallway after your Sunday night game. You want to tell me a little bit about that? Do it without saying the words refs or Taylor or Swift. You know that's impossible. Wait, can he say the word Swift if he's talking about DeAndre Swift? Yes, but he has to make it clear he's specifically talking about DeAndre Swift. I will not be speaking about DeAndre Swift. See, that usage would be acceptable. Oh, and by the way, New York, you will be talking about DeAndre Swift after he runs all over you in a few weeks. Assuming DeAndre Swift can stay healthy for that long. Not cool. Okay, that's enough. And by the way, Detroit, I would like to thank you for beating the entire crap out of Green Bay this week. No, don't mention it. The pleasure was all mine. Vegas, if I were you, I would do the same thing Monday night, because if I have to see more Green Bay fans mouthing off in the comment section because they got another win, that's going to be detention. So a Devontae Adams revenge game it is. Now, New York, what was the Kansas City beef all about? Because obviously they need the refs to win games. That's what I've been saying. And you're just learning this now. Did you watch the end of the Super Bowl? Now I'm trying to remember if you beat us on bad penalties in it. I'm going to say you probably did. I'm just saying, how many times do you get to win a big game on a penalty before the rest of us are allowed to question what's going on? Oh my God, they're all drunk with jealousy. You're all drunk with jealousy because the Red Queen chose one of our players instead of yours. Yeah, well, just wait until you play us and she gets a good look at Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay, that's class. Kansas City, you feeling all right over there? It is as the Red Queen once said. I am fine with my spite and my tears and my beers and my candles. I'll take that as a yes. And by the way, the teams that escaped my wrath this week due to their individual circumstances are Cincinnati, Cleveland, New Orleans, and Washington. But please be advised, no one is safe. Hey, what do you think is happening to Kansas City? Why is he acting all crazy all of a sudden? You remember what the Ring did to Gollum in Lord of the Rings? Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what Taylor Swift is doing to him. Oh, that actually makes sense. Look at New York believing they could meet us in the playoffs without their savior Rodgers. But as the Red Queen once said, I could never meet what could have been, would have been, should have been you. Oh, hey, Kansas City, I'm sorry to interrupt your maniacal laughter there, but do you think it's possible that maybe you can convince Taylor Swift to not come to this game? You should be honored to have the Red Queen grace you with her presence. No, we are. but if she shows up, this game's going to get a lot of attention, and Kirk doesn't really play well under the, bright lights. I'm assuming when you lose, this quarterback of yours will say, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me. I guess maybe he'll say that, but that doesn't really answer the question.